Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury. Let's do it.
We've just been rolling for 5 seconds, so everybody just said your great pun, Freddie Mercury. For the audience, I was asking him if he was ready. Great stuff. Today we're doing our third Woody Allen joint. Can you imagine if, like, Woody's next movie, he called it a Woody Allen joint, like Spike Lee does with all of his movies?
I thought you were like a commercial sort of thing you can get in Amsterdam, like a massive spliff. It's a Woody joint.
Like Woody Allen? No, Spike Lee. Instead of a film by Spike Lee, it's always a Spike Lee joint.
All right.
And I would love Rifkin's Festival to be called a Woody Allen joint. Great stuff. This is Hannah and Her Sisters, one of Woody's most critical and commercial films. Big Oscar winner. Many put it in his top 5. I think I do.
There's something very lovely and real about Hannah. She gives me a very deep feeling of being part of something.
Did you ever read this one? Elliot, don't!
Lee, I'm in love with you.
You mentioned to me yourself that you and Elliot were having some problems.
You were having problems, and problems that are my business, which I don't see how you could know about in such detail.
It's a good thing we had a talented daughter.
I can only hope that she was mine. With you as her mother, her father could be anybody in Actors Equity.
2 months ago, you thought you had a malignant melanoma.
Naturally, I had the sudden appearance of a black spot on my back.
It was on your shirt.
What did you think of Hannah and Her? Oh, plot follows Hannah and her sisters. We follow multiple different plot lines in the lives of this big theatrical family. We've got Hannah, played by Mia Farrow, who is the the most successful. She is actress. There is little mention that she's just done a marvelous Nora in A Doll's House. And her mother and father were, big musical people. And then we've got Dianne Wiest as the ex-cokehead struggling actress of Holly. We have Michael Caine as Hannah's husband, who is spawning after the final sister, Lee, played by Barbara Hershey, and as well as Woody as Hannah's ex-husband, who is going through a crisis of faith.
I'm gonna cry. You want my husband to have a child with you?
Yeah, don't answer now. Just, take it home and think about it for a while.
God, I should have married you years ago when you wanted to. I should have agreed.
Oh, God, don't you know it never would have worked?
It's an epiphany of the soul, if you know what I mean.
No, I know exactly what you mean, Don. I don't know if you remember me, but we had the worst night of my life together.
Will, what do you think of Hannah and Her Sisters?
Very, very good. There was some moments when I laughed out loud. Some moments. Yeah. I think it's no. It's just a very, very good movie. And of course, is this our first Michael Caine?
Surely not.
It can't be. I'm just looking up the list now.
Caine. It might be.
I think it is.
We haven't done the Cider House rules yet. Yeah.
I mean, I think our next Michael Caine after this will be Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, yes. I think this is our first.
Yeah.
Oh.
Excellent. Well,
great.
That gives me a chance to talk about
Michael Caine.
How I famously adore Michael Caine.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who won his Oscar for this? This is his first Oscar.
Yes.
For supporting actor, as Elliot, the adulterous man caught in a love triangle with his wife and her sister. Oh my God! I've got gas. Not gas. Yeah, it's still gas, isn't it? Even if it's in your chest and you're not farting.
Sure.
Yeah, our first Michael Caine. What is your? Let's do this. What is your favourite Caine?
Oh, I do like Get Carter. That's good. Alfie's good. I'm gonna get big Michael Caine. Michael Caine. Muppets Christmas Carol does have a special place in my heart. Zulu is great.
You're a big Zulu head. Do you also like The Man Who Would Be King?
That is very good.
You know what? Even though he's not, you'd never put it in his top performances or whatever. I don't know why, because I think his Alfred is the linchpin of that entire Dark Knight trilogy. Me and my dad, we were having a takeaway. No, it was in that intermittent time where the takeaway's finished and everybody goes off to do their own thing or whatever before coming back down to watch something as a family. Like just, getting your pajamas on or whatever. And it was Gasoline, Dark Knight scene. Rachel! Harvey, I just want to say I love you. And then that incredible explosion where it doesn't even let you. That's the best part. Because as soon as you think it's about to get saccharine and like, I love you and I love you forever, she's just like, she doesn't even get it out because the boom. Incredible. And he's a ruby the size of a tangerine.
Have you seen the meme video where he just keeps talking about the tangerine?
It's
like we went into Mozambique. Oh, Burma.
Mozambique? Bloody hell. A ruby in Mozambique.
A tangerine the size of a tangerine. We went to a tangerine and there was a tangerine. It's great.
It's great.
Have you read his autobiography?
No.
Excellent.
Oh.
Absolutely excellent. He just seems to be in the right place at the right time everywhere.
Yes.
I think one of them, it was, I want to say it was him and his roommates, they moved in together. And one of them was like, "Oh, I'm really, Michael, you need to go into writing. There's nowhere in acting. Go into writing. Have a read of this, what I've just written." And Michael said, "You know what? That's pretty good. You should try to get that put on." That was Harold Pinter. There you go. And I think he was saying he couldn't film something or he had to decline something because he was filming Jaws: The Revenge.
Great film. Well, not a great film. No, I'm a big Jaws 4 fan. It has to be said.
That's the one where he's on the island with the plane, isn't it?
That's the one where he's on the island with a plane, and you never. And there was a deleted subplot where he was a drug runner, and so all the time he's very. But that got cut. So all the time you're like, why is he so worried about his packages? He's like, get away, get away. Like, why? Because in your head you don't know it's cocaine. Jaws 4, yeah, that's
right. I'd have to say though, like Michael Caine movies, I adore Educating Rita. I think that's very good.
Yes.
Yes. And also The Prestige. I love The Prestige.
Yes, he does a wonderful job as Cutler. And as much as I threw a joke at it, Cider House Rules is lovely. It'll never be an episode, I don't think, but it's a very charming, affable Oscar movie. He does a fine job.
Yeah.
It's like a nice warm blanket, shall we say. If I literally had nothing else to do on a Sunday and it was
just get a few Tobey Maguire movies on, so you sorted it.
Tobey Maguire, young Paul Rudd. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing. How have I not mentioned again the wonderful Little Voice? Very good. He's wonderful in that. As Ray say.
And he's of course in Journey 2 with Dwayne The Rock Johnson when they go to the mysterious island and he turns out to be a long lost grandfather who has a steampunk submarine.
This is right up your alley, Will. He was in a 1990 TV Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, excellent. That performance went ahead.
Yes. Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. Again, my favourite Michael Caine movie is Dear on Scoundrels.
Oh, excellent. And a great musical.
I've not listened to the musical. Is it good?
It's very good. It's very good.
Robert Lindsay.
Yeah.
But he won his Oscar for Hannah and Her Sisters. And he opens this film, and what an opening. I have it.
I've written down he's very, very creepy in this opening scene.
Yeah. God, she's beautiful. She's got the prettiest eyes. She looks so sexy in that sweater. I just want to be alone with her and hold her and kiss her and tell her how much I love her and take care of her. That's definitely...
Calm down, Michael.
Yeah. And that's definitely a hell of a way to open a film. Let's see if
that beautiful placard as well.
Yes. Wonderful title cards in this movie. This came up on, I can't remember what episode it was, where I said I don't like title cards, and you rightly jumped on you love title cards, and I should have specified, and I did specify then. I don't know why I was acting as if this is a what was it called where they get it wrong in newspapers, and it's not a redaction, it's a
misprint,
a correction. I just don't like it when it comes up and it says Paris and it's the Eiffel Tower, as if we're stupid.
Yeah.
Because they always double down. It's like Big Ben, London. I know where Big Ben is. But this has... it sounded like Boris then. This. I love Hannah and Her Sisters. I don't love Hannah and Her Sisters. I love Woody Allen.
Wow, we're getting political.
Ooh.
Ooh. No, sure. We got that all over in brass stuff.
We did. Burner. She's dead.
She died when I was sat in the terminal of Leeds train station, waiting for my train, and it came up on the big screen.
Suddenly you heard this. Hey!
Ding dong. Yeah.
You thought the train was setting off. Just the rowdy gust of Yorkshire. YouTube comments. I wish... Oh, this leads into a fun fact. Michael Caine was not the first choice at all. Woody wanted them to be an American family. And his first choice was Jack. I should specify Nicholson. Not just our good friend Jack. It was, Jack Nicholson. I wish Jack Nicholson would have made the film instead of that opportunistic hypocrite loser, Caine. Pity. # we love Woody Allen. I don't know why Antonia has it so out for Michael Caine.
She really doesn't like Michael, does she?
Hypocrite loser.
I've fallen out with Antonia there.
Yes.
Well, what was Jack... Why did he decline?
There's multiple stories. Some say scheduling conflict. Some say he passed on it. It's one of those where... And it didn't come up in the memoir. So I've no idea. Variety of different things. But all we know is that Jack Nicholson was more than a first choice. He was around for a while with it. And then it fell through for whatever reason. You think that Michael...
famously difficult to work with.
No, he's not.
Is he not? Or he just has high demands?
He has high demands. He's famously the best person in the world to work with. He famously will befriend everybody on the set. But yeah, no. What was his demands for?
It was
what did
Batman,
he get?
wasn't it?
Yeah, $1 million. I think he got $1 million.
Yeah.
It was the highest paid role of any.
Certain working time because he wanted to go over and party and do
go
coke.
To the LA Lakers games. Yeah, anytime a Lakers game, he was allowed to leave. Well, when we do Virginia Woolf, Burton and Taylor's list of demands, I think, what was the working hours? The working hours were like not before 12 and not after 6 or something. And this is a movie with 4 people in it.
Nothing done.
This is a movie, and this was Mike Nichols' first film. And so from that alone, you can tell how great a director that man will be. You think that Michael Caine's creepy? Well, listen to this. So this is the opening scene. I want to do this to Emma Watson. Emma, I am in love with you. She says, okay, drop your pants.
Ooh. What, Emma replied?
Emma Watson, yeah. Who on earth would post that on a you. I don't get it.
On Hannah and her sisters.
Yeah, not the Harry Potters. Hannah and her sisters. It's like he's trying to be covert, or she. Who knows? Maybe I said maybe. Master Alan's best movie. Master Alan.
Alan. Oh, Woody.
Alice Alan Rickman in this movie?
I just got a picture of Steve Coogan in my head. I couldn't get it out.
Oh my God, it's the lady from Edward Scissorhands. Yes, it is. Her name is Dianne Wiest, and she won an Oscar for this film, and she's marvellous in it.
Sure is.
Anton Chekhov meets Charles Dickens in New York. I guess.
Yeah.
That's YouTube comments. Let's jump straight into 10-minute stretch, William. Why don't you kick us off?
10-minute stretch. Where is my 10-minute stretch? Oh, I've got just one, because I'm finding it very difficult to do 10-minute stretches with Woody. Because a lot of them are minutes. Because he likes to do short, clever scenes quickly. He's very clever with pacing. That's what I've noticed. He's excellent at pace.
Blue Jasmine was easier.
Yeah.
The Annie Hall and this are very vignette movies.
So I've gone for pretty much the ending from where he tries to kill himself, but he's just too sweaty. And
he meets and he gets with Holly again.
And then there's that ending scene with Michael standing at the door being very pervy and just all sad. And then he hugs his actual wife. That's for me is the best 10-minute stretch. Yes. I just love how Woody describes his failure attempt at suicide. I was perforating too much.
He's perforating, and then he shoots the glass window. What? Mirror? I do know what a mirror is. For those of you who thought for a second that Tom didn't know what a mirror was, that he shoots the glass window on the wall that you can't see through. That's pretty good. I think the intro, the Thanksgiving intro, sets up everybody.
It does,
and that's a fine 10 minutes.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm an adult now, but in true adulthood, I'm looking forward to going to parties like that with just people. I've written wonderful canapes. I love a canapé. People walking around, canapé, glass of wine, just talking to people. Someone at the piano. That's what I want. But it won't be, Tom, will it? It won't be. It'll be.
We'll have to reinvent it.
Not to bring back. Yeah.
Bring back. I will bring. You can bring the canapes. I've never been a big canapé man. I like them
if they're good. Oh no, yeah, I like a good canapé because I famously hate picnic food. Like
I don't like picnic food at all.
Got cold Scotch eggs, sausage rolls, cocktails. It's all disgusting. You go to like a party and they're just laid out, and you just have to have crisps.
No, I don't like, but I famously don't like crisps, do I?
No, you don't. So when I go to picnics, I just don't really eat anything, and it's sad. I just eat lots of cake. Hence why I'm 50 stone.
Oh, you'll be fine. Cake's great. I love cake.
Cake is. I'm going to make a cake today, I think.
If I knew you were coming out of bake the cake, come make the cake. Other nominations for me: the tumor into the infertility. The whole
yes.
The larger flashback of Mickey and Hannah and their troubles with.
I've got those as two separate single minutes, but
makes sense.
There you go.
The breakup of Hannah and of Lee and Frederick, the wonderful Max von Sydow. I think I've pronounced it differently every single time I've said his name.
It's Max von Sydow, isn't it?
Sydow.
Sydow. Sit down, you're rocking the boat.
Max von Sydow, you're rocking the boat. And the people all said Max von.
Sit down. Max von Sydow, you're rocking the. There we go.
Here's my opinion, guys and dolls.
Here's my big thing. Well, I mean, Sinatra famously.
Look Be a Lady is great.
No. Look Be a Lady is my issue. Brando, I mean, first of all, he can't really sing, and you can see all the way through that. I think it was a famous tension, wasn't it? Because Sinatra wanted that song.
The famous metaphor, the famous anecdote is that there was a food scene, and the director really wanted them to eat food. It wasn't like Devil of Christmas where they don't actually eat. And Sinatra kept fluffing the lines so that Brando would have to keep eating.
And you can see in Look Be a Lady, he's just his eyes. No, I don't like it. I like the Sinatra version, which is more swingy. Yes. Look be a lady. Look be a lady tonight. It just doesn't. I don't like it. Don't like it.
I don't know. I'm talking about Guys and Dolls, the entire show, full stop.
Well, yeah.
Not necessarily even the film.
Well, it's bad. Gambling's bad. You shouldn't do it.
Kevin Spacey did that. He did Guys and Dolls for years.
Did he?
Yeah, he did the revival. He was big. Yeah.
Was he? Well, I mean, of course he was the lead.
Yes. What a great performer. The best you can say. and I also have, falling in love with Holly again.
Yes.
Not that he fell in love with her the first time, but that lovely reunion into continuing the relationship. Tom's Whittler's specific favourite parts of the film. I love her. I just love Leah in the taxi. And it's the first time that you realise that it's going to be multiple narrators, and the music cue is great. That classical music, the taxi in the rain. It's like something from Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
It's great. And then you go to her narration, and she's like, maybe I did like him flirting with me. And you go, oh no, this is the movie we're getting.
Similarly, I've written like that shot, Michael just standing watching the taxi go by him in the rain. That's beautiful.
It is beautiful. You haven't even seen Manhattan yet, Will. Oh, talk about beauty on screen.
It's not on the schedule, so
it's not on the schedule this time. No. We'll have to. Woody. I've had Woody 2 schedule. I've planned out what Woody 2 would be, and I've had it ready. And if you didn't like this first one, I would have deleted it. But now, Woody 2...
I should have complained. I mean, if we can have ants in Woody 2, I'll let you do it.
No. That's... No, it's Woody 2 is also Woody movies that he directed, I'm afraid.
That's a shame.
So, ants with a Z. Yes. The just that great gag. Do you hear that ringing? Do you hear that ringing? Yes, the phone. I love the introduction of the love triangle between Dianne Wiest, Sam Waterston, and Carrie Fisher. Just that great long shot of. That's another great thing that we've not talked about. Unrecognizable one shots. Most of Woody's scenes are one shot, but it's not flashy. It's not, excessive. Spielberg does this a lot as well, actually. Like one of my favorite
in
parts
Jurassic
of Jaws. Yeah, Jurassic Park. One of my favorite parts in Jaws is the unbroken shot of the mayor and Brody talking on that little boat that takes the cars across the lake, and it's just unbroken, and you don't notice unless you're thinking about it. There's loads in Crimes and Misdemeanors, which we'll get to, and unless you're looking out for them, you don't notice, and it just adds that realism to it, that beauty, and obviously the dialogue is exceptional, and the performers are all great, and it flows, and it's spectacular. One of my favourites in this film is that great introduction of the love triangle, leading into that brilliant who's going to get dropped first conversation, and that painful monologue narration from Dianne Wiest of, I knew that she was going to get dropped off. I knew I was going to get dropped off first. And it's one of those, I forgot about that specific moment. And this time, as soon as they were like having the conversation about who's going to get dropped off first, I thought, oh, of course somebody has to get dropped off first. It's not, the love triangle stops tonight.
Yeah. I hate being dropped off first. But then I always am because I'm always the closest. Or that's why you need to be the driver. But then you can't have a drink. You can never win.
Why do you hate being dropped off first?
Because then I'll miss another 5 minutes of conversation with my friends.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Mr. Sachs, I'm afraid the news is not good. If I can show you exactly where the tumor is and why we feel that surgery would be of no use. See,
it's over. I'm face to face with eternity. Not later, but now. I'm so frightened I can't move, speak, or breathe.
Well, you're just fine. There's absolutely nothing here at all. And your tests are all fine. I must admit, I was concerned given your symptoms. What caused this hearing loss in one ear, I guess we'll never really know for sure, but whatever it was, it's certainly not anything serious at all. I'm very relieved.
But then the bonus of being dropped off first is you get the front seat.
Yeah. Is that about? Yeah, but if you're in the front seat, surely you're missing out on a lot on the conversation.
Yeah, and you're having to look in the mirror, or you have
to crook your neck.
The mechanics of
a taxi
are very complicated.
Where do you sit?
Release a book.
Where do you sit on? No pun intended.
on the chair.
No pun intended. Where do you sit? Where do you? I really like those taxis that are like a van, and you've got the two blocks of 3 or 4 seats looking at each other.
Oh, I like them.
Yeah. Where do you oh, exciting tangent. Do you not like when you're on the other chair and you're going backwards? Because so many people in my life are like, oh no, I hate that. I have to sit the other way.
When I go on a train, I think it's fun going backwards. I always get the backwards seat.
It's like a roller coaster. Yeah, good stuff. Elliot kissing Lee for the first time. Elliot chasing creepy Michael Caine chasing, running around the block so that he gets to run into her accidentally.
That sounds like a plot from Peep Show. You're gonna love Peep Show.
I hope so.
This is very Peep Show. This is better.
Wouldn't you say that Peep Show is very Woody Allen, Will? Isn't that how?
No, Peep Show came first.
Oh, did it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the release.
The transcripts were there for ages.
Maybe my favourite title card, The Abyss, and then you just know what's coming.
Yeah.
Second to the Tolstoy quote of I'm paraphrasing, of course, but the existence of man is to find out that there is no meaning in life. I love You're Fine and the run down the street and then the stopping straight away. I also love the little trick shot of the doctor giving the terrible news to Woody. Obviously, the doctor has to run around and then he comes back in and it never crosses your mind. And then you go, just brilliant filmmaking, writing, directing, acting. He's the man. He's the man.
He's the man.
He's the man. That painful audition. Dianne, I think, sings quite well. I don't think she's exceptional. She'd play a good Adelaide back to Guys and Dolls. She'd play a good role that's where you could act. She'd be a great Sondheim actress. Who would let's cast Dianne Wiest in a Sondheim role.
Little Night Music comes to mind.
Oh, starts the D.
You know what? Should be a good Jack's mother in Into the Woods.
Oh yeah.
See that? I can see that. Yeah.
I could see her as Desiree or Charlotte in A Little Night Music. Definitely be better than the bloody Little Night Music film that we did get.
If Jesus came back and saw what's going on in his name, he'd never stop throwing up.
But Diana
Which I
Rigg.
think's coming up. Yeah.
But Diana Rigg is excellent in it. The only film Harold Prince has ever directed. We realised that maybe this is not his aptitude. The greatest theatre director. He's no Mike Nichols. He can jump in and jump out of each medium. That's why Mike Nichols is the best director ever.
Is he your favourite director ever?
No, he's not my favourite. I think he's the best because he can jump in
West
and
Side
out.
Story is the best musical, but your favourite.
Yeah, Mike Nichols is still in my top. Paul Thomas Anderson, Woody Allen, Scorsese, Nichols.
Burton. You do like Burton, Tom? I'm pushing it.
Yeah, then we're getting into nostalgia rankings of Tim Burton. I'd probably put Coen's above Billy Wilder. No, Billy Wilder rounds out the five. Then Coen's. Then you've got Coen's, Wes Anderson, and then it's a jumble. Coen's, Wes Anderson, Tim Burton,
Tarantino,
Jonathan Demme, Tarantino, all the other directors that I adore. David Lean, Hal Ashby. That Hal Ashby's 70s run has never been paralleled.
Lynch.
Other than Rob Reiner's 80s run. Rob Reiner, David Lynch. Yeah. Who would you put it? We've never. You've sort of flirted with the concept, but who would you say are your top directors?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this and get back to you in the next episode. We can open with that because
it sounds like a plan.
I don't want to say something on the internet that hasn't been thought through
Getting it down
vigorously beforehand. Yeah.
Famous. Why am I writing famous? We don't have to be famous.
Don't they? Okay. Me. I'm a very good director.
I'm my favourite director. Great one-liner. Why do I know why they're Nazis? I don't know how the can opener works.
So what's the problem this time?
This time I really think I have something. I mean, I'm absolutely convinced of it. You know, I mean, it's not like that adenoidal thing, where I didn't realize I had them out. But it was when I was younger. So.
I saw your father this week about his sinus, and he complained of chest pains.
Well, this guy's the real hypochondriac of the family. I mean, he's.
You mentioned on the phone that you'd had some dizziness.
Yes, a little dizziness, and I think I'm developing a hearing loss in my right ear. Oh, my left ear. My left ear. No, I'm sorry. It was my right or my left ear. Now I can't remember.
Okay, let's take a look. Well, I'm sorry to say you have had a significant drop in the high decibel range of your right ear.
Really?
You've been exposed to a loud noise recently, or have you had a virus?
No, I've been perfectly healthy. You know me, I always imagine that I have things.
And then Maureen O'Sullivan, Mia Farrow's real-life mother, coming in all drunk and woozy, and she goes, I loved your script. I love the mother. She's just a loud-mouthed, drunken flirt. Oh, good. Well done, honey. I don't know whether the joke is that she doesn't know, whether the joke is that she's embracing, but the writing and Maureen O'Sullivan's performance makes one of my favourite little moments. Will's more general favourite parts of the film.
Here we go. I've got the scene where Woody's walking down the corridor and it's all really stressful and everyone's coming up to him.
Yeah.
And there's that really tall guy behind him that's just having to dodge everyone.
And you keep expecting him to drop a really large banana skin.
He's my favourite character from Police Squad. I love it. Yeah. I know, Frank's great, but you've got something in your beard there. Robert? And then just like a whole chicken falls down on the table.
Above
OJ,
above Melbrick.
OJ. You can't beat a bit of OJ, can you? That's not Police Squad. That's
Naked Gun. Oh, I know.
That is, yeah. You get it right.
It could have been a number of things. Jealous gay lover.
It's just great writing. I've got Oh, yeah, and in that finishing off that scene, you've got Julie Kavner from Click.
Oh well. Here we go. Here's your deal. Click will be our 500th episode.
We're not on 50 yet, are we?
250th. There we go. Click will definitely be our 250th episode.
I'm looking. Oh, can we make it up? Okay, Okay.
Now you've got
as long as it's a big one, because
it
will be the most spectacular. Because it seems to be the movie that links all these movies together. They're all in the same universe as Click.
What? I don't understand this. Go on, elaborate. Just because it's got Christopher Walken and Julie Kavner in it doesn't mean it's the linchpin of all film history.
It's your Bacon. What is it? The
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's like that, but with Click. You can link anything to Click.
Okay, give me a movie.
Chicken Run.
Mel Gibson. Jane Horrocks. Jane Horrocks. Jane Horrocks, Little Voice, Michael Caine, Hannah and Her Sisters, directed by Woody Allen, Annie Hall, Christopher Walken.
Boom. I have a very small degree of bacon.
Oh, go on.
Because I played Kevin Bacon.
You played Ren McCormack, yes.
Yeah.
With the wonderful.
You.
No, I was talking about the film. I was going to lead us back to Dianne Wiest.
Yes, Dianne Wiest.
I wasn't leading for a compliment. You were in it with who? The wonderful, marvelous, handsome, charming Dianne Wiest. John Lithgow. Great stuff. Back to you. Any others?
Back to me. Yes. I've got the great chocolate cake in the sperm scene when he opens with him bringing on that lovely looking chocolate cake, and I'm just craving chocolate cake now. Woody in the silhouettes at the end of that scene, love it with the voiceover. I've got the burglar from Home Alone.
Oh yes, that's who he was. I didn't Google, but I knew
it's one of the wet bandits.
Yes, it is. Who plays the rock and roller? Who Michael Caine is.
He's in disguise. He's just come back from burgling the McCormack.
Home Alone. What's he called? I know the guy's name. I know his name.
Harry.
Daniel Stern.
Oh no, that's his name.
Yeah, go on. What? Harry and
Marv.
Harry and Marv. The wonderful John Hurd as the dad, and
he died, didn't he?
John Hurd. Oh, yeah. He did. Yes, he did.
Because for the rest of his life, he just did B movies, and he popped up in all these B movies.
Yeah. Buoyancy, Living Among Us. Oh no, he was in a rather successful Laura Dern Me Too childhood rape movie.
There you go.
Yeah. He's obviously great as the Dick in Big. He does. We'll have to do a ranking one day of the great 80s dicks. Excluding Harvey Keitel actually getting his big 80s dick out in Bad Lieutenant. Who was coming to mind? Obviously him.
I forgot what it is now.
Health and safety guy from Ghostbusters.
The world of who is it when he's there's the skateboarder, and it's he's on top and he goes down all the rails.
You mean
he
Dupree?
Explodes at the bottom. It explodes at the bottom.
Oh, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's not the 80s villain.
So I have to apologise.
But it is good. I do very much enjoy Scott Pilgrim versus the World. 1986, as previously mentioned, it was a big year for, he won another.
Platoon.
A big year for Platoon. Platoon Children of a Lesser God, Hannah and Her Sisters, The Mission, A Room with a View. We've looked at this year before. Was it for Heartburn? Yeah, 86. So we've looked at this for Heartburn, yeah. Okay, so what's missing? I personally think Hannah and Her Sisters is better than Platoon. Maybe that's my bias. I'm very happy to see Lynch getting nominated for Blue Velvet. I never really expected to see that. How about this? Platoon Best Picture, give Woody Best Director for Hannah. That makes sense to me. What are we missing? Are we missing any? It's a tough one for
Blue Velvet.
Oh well, yes, we know we're definitely missing.
Yeah. Crocodile Dundee, I believe, was this year.
Are we really going to say we're missing a nomination for Paul Hogan?
Three Amigos. Let's put Three Amigos.
Yeah, no, I'd give a nomination to Chevy any year. Are we missing anything in regards to Hannah and Her Sisters, though, William? Obviously, Michael won. Obviously, Dianne won. But is there a nomination for Barbara Hershey?
I was going to say, sure. Let's throw her in there. I'd like to nominate Woody as well.
Yes. It's that classic comedy thing of underrated. Yeah. The only Woody movies that get nominated. Well, Annie Hall you could see as a romantic comedic drama, but yeah, the only Woody nominated. Oh Jesus Christ! Well, actually, no. Dianne Wiest won for Bullets Over Broadway. Oh, another Woody, which is just straight comedy, fast, just great. So I guess that's the exception to the rule. Yeah,
Crocodile Dundee did get a nomination for Best Screenplay,
which completely baffles me. Big year for Oliver Stone. He did Salvador and that. I've never liked My Beautiful Laundrette, I have to say. I don't think it's very good. Stephen Frears is a real hit and miss director for me. I obviously love Philomena. I very much like Dangerous Liaisons, but Victoria and Abdul is terrible. This is terrible. Florence Foster Jenkins is terrible.
It's not.
I don't know. Yeah, no, rightly so, I feel, for Woody there. Did we get anything? Did film nominate? I think actually Top Gun is the best edited film there. Little Shop of Horrors Best Visual Effects. Very nice.
Very good.
Aliens is better.
Yeah.
Where's the nomination for Best Visual Effects for Hannah and Her Sisters? Great gag, because there is no special effects. I'm just full of great comedy.
Great humour.
I believe it's Will's favourite building or set.
Yay. I've got two. Yet another bookstore. This time, as you alluded to in the previous episode, a used bookstore. Very nice, very nice. I like the ordered chaos.
Yes, there was in Philadelphia. There was this just marvelous little place. I did a bookstore sort of route, and or route if you're an American, but just those great. I say. It should be dusty, but they never are for some reason. Just these great piles, and I was stood on stools. I could have tripped, and it was great.
Still cannot believe. Yeah, although it's put an end to the Stanislavski Catering Company, which is why I have to speak to you. And you're going to get impatient, but I have to borrow some more money.
Well, that's fine.
What I decided to do is some writing. Yeah, I think I've had it with acting. You know, these meaningless auditions, cattle calls, and I can't handle another rejection. You know, let's face it here. I've got to, latch on to something in my life, something with a future. I'm not 16 anymore. It's just crazy. But I've got an idea for a story, more than one, and I just need a few months, or a year even. I picked up a lot about dramatic structure from doing my scenes in acting class.
Well, that's good. It just seems to me that 6 months or a year
if you spent it more productively.
Like what?
Well, I don't know. We'd didn't Mom mention there was something at the Museum of Broadcasting?
No, that's clerical.
No, didn't she say it was, she said it was in the publicity department. That can lead to other things.
Boy, I knew you'd be discouraging.
That's my kink. Used books.
But for me, the best building is the art studio. I love it. Well, as you know, I am an artiste. I want a studio like that when I'm older, connected to my house.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not connected to a house because we see the kitchen, we see the mattress just in the middle of the room. That would be the thing that detracts me. I don't know everything being one. I mean, I know it's New York.
It's Tom.
Oh. Wouldn't you feel like, oh, I'm shitting where I'm eating? Like, just that bed there.
Hello.
Oh, when?
Go from your rant about the kitchen being in the.
Oh yeah, the kitchen, and don't you feel like you're shitting where you're eating?
I think that the correct architectural term is open plan.
Yes, I know what an open plan is, William. That's all they do on any Ramsey show or on any antiques on any show. It's always, let's knock this wall down. Let's make it an open plan.
Gordon Ramsay, the house renovate.
No, but they always renovate the restaurants, and he's always keen on decluttering. Any Ramsey show.
Oh,
if they're doing a Ramsey marathon on like Channel 4 or whatever, my day is gone.
That you could just sit there watching Kitchen Nightmares, USA in particular.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, I think we're going to add that to the TV show, Best Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
How are we going to do that? They're not on DVD. They're not.
They're all on YouTube. They're all on YouTube.
All of them, ever?
Yes.
With F words included. That's the only problem with daytime Ramsey viewing. Is that they're edited, and they're edited very well. Actually, there's not even any bleeping.
I do like F word when he brings on like celebrity guests and he does a cook-off.
Yeah, that's good.
And when he abuses his French waiter all the time.
That is good. Hell's Kitchen I adore. 24 Hours to Hell and Back is great.
Did you watch his Cook Along Live back in, 2008? No. That was great. I got a great recipe for a fish pie from that.
I also liked Hotel Hell. Hotel Hell. If you think the food is bad, you should see the clientele.
There was an episode where they were just all high, and it was used for orgies, and he was not happy.
Like
not a happy man.
Like the League of Gentlemen.
All right.
I was going to do League of Gentlemen.
And I said, what's his little...
He just says everything. It's all.
He does. It's great. It's so
Starts
good.
with a W, and I can't remember.
You know, you've been very nervous lately.
I can't take this anymore.
I'm just trying to complete an education I started on you 5 years ago.
I'm not your pupil. I was, but I'm not.
When you leave the nest, I just want you to be ready to face the real world.
Frederick, we're going to have to make some changes.
Like what?
Oh, you know what? I'm suffocating.
Oh, are we going to have this conversation again?
Yes, we're going to have this conversation again. I have to leave. I have to move out.
Why?
Because I have to.
What are you going to use for money?
I don't know. I thought maybe I'd move in with my parents for a while.
I always told you would leave me. Say, does it have to be now?
Well, maybe it'll only be temporary, but I have to try.
Oh, Lee, you're my whole world. Good God. Have you been kissed tonight?
No.
Oh, yes, you have. You've been with someone.
Stop accusing me.
The Wanking Hotel. No, I'm kidding. Yes. Maybe my favourite episode of season 3.
Home for the Hunter. Season 3. That's good. I do like... What do I like? Oh, sorry. Very, very quick tangent. League of Gentlemen.
Season 3. I like Jeff in London. That's a great episode. I like the Keith drop, Papa Lazarou, episode 6. Season 3, obviously, are very different.
What's the one with it might be When Our Man Is King. What's the one with the whole monologue about the guy who has sex with dead bodies? That's my favourite League of Gentlemen monologue of all time.
That is good. That's what a brick.
That might be.
It's just a throwaway joke in one of them, and I can't remember what it is.
That might be.
It is season 3 though.
The Medusa touch. It might be the sex one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's my favourite League of Gentlemen scene of all time.
It's pretty good.
If I were asked to do a monologue, I would perform that.
Is it as good as Mark's other monologue?
Oh, the bingo one.
The bingo cream.
Legs
11.
That's great. That's
Number
the second
one on its own. I'm actually a big fan of what's it called? With Torch in Caves.
Oh,
especially like the League of Gentlemen are behind you, the panto, where he does the health and safety talk, and he talks about the Kelly Butler Memorial Theatre. If you are worried of if there is a secret code is being used in case of emergency and fire, the code is Mr. Flames is raging through the main auditorium. It's great stuff. Best single minute. I'll kick us off. Creepy Michael as an opening.
Yeah.
Followed by Creepy Michael bolting around the block.
Yeah.
The one shot show intro, which is very reminiscent. I mean, Magnolia came after, but that behind the scenes, everything's manic and the scripts and
that's great.
Used bookstore. Here, read E. Cummings, and then her going home.
Yeah. Did E. Cummings was he the Winnie the Pooh guy? Or have I got that completely wrong?
Yeah, that's wrong. That's A.A. Winnie the Pooh. A.A. Milne.
That's it.
Yeah, very wrong. And the first Holly date with the punk rockers and the cocaine and
punk rock.
Yeah. And then obviously that great payoff gag of you remember me? We had the worst night of my life together. Great stuff. Will's single minute for Will.
I've got the whole doctor's hearing test scene. With I especially like it when he bangs the vibrating stick in his ear and Woody just like
yeah, it's nice.
And then as well that leading onto the phone call as well. Well, if you want to look at the dark side of things, it could be a tumor. And Woody's just like, really? Just so he takes it so well. I love the sperm scene. That's great.
That is a good scene, which leads into, I'll just do it now, my change. I've put more Carrie, more Johnny Gleason, and more Tony Roberts. I think this film is begging to be 2.5 hours. I think this film is begging to be a Magnolia, to be a Nashville, to be a Shortcuts, to be a 2.5 hour, 3 hour, lots of stories movie.
Endgame.
Yes. I know it would never happen. Woody is, and as you say, he's exceptional at pacing. And maybe if we did have a 3 hour, 2.5 hour movie, we'd be saying, I think this film is begging to be 1:40. But yeah, maybe, no, I guess it's a taste of honey syndrome because that sperm scene is so great. I obviously adore Tony Roberts. I obviously adore Joanna Gleason. And it's wonderful. And I obviously adore Carrie Fisher. I don't know what it is. I think this feels restricted more than the other movies. I feel like it is begging to blow up and stuff. But that's just me. Any other single minutes one?
I've got the whole art studio where he jumps her, and you've got the most perfect use of a disc scratch I've ever heard.
Oh yes,
that was wonderful.
Bit of Mozart. You haven't said yet which were the parts you laughed out loud at.
That.
Oh, that.
Yeah. And I love the whole Catholic conversion scene, and then with his mum locking herself in a bedroom.
Yeah.
That's great.
And he goes to see the Buddhists, the Hare Krishna in the park. Yeah. I'm just here, take some of our reading material. It's great stuff. Any other nominations, William?
That is it.
That is it. Well, if that is it. One day, about a month ago, I really hit bottom. You know, I just felt that in a godless universe, I don't want to go on living. It's these throwaway lines that will never... It's when you stop and read them and you realize how painful and brilliant some of this throwaway dialogue is. You see, the whole culture, Nazis, deodorant salesmen, I'm doing it in Woody's voice, this is Frederick, wrestlers, beauty contest, a talk show. Can you imagine the level of a mind that watches wrestling? But the worst are the fundamentalist preachers, third-rate conmen telling the poor suckers that watch them that they speak with Jesus and to please send him money. If Jesus came back and saw what's going on in his name, he'd never stop throwing up. I'm afraid once they're done singing, they're going to take hostages. Why all of a sudden is this sketch dirty? Child molestation is a touchy subject, and the affiliates read the papers. Half the country's doing it. Yes, but you name names. We don't name names. We say the Pope. How the hell do I know why there were Nazis? I don't know. The can opener works. Maybe the crux of Woody's work in that line. And then, you know, the heart is a very, very resilient little muscle. It really is. Make a great story, I think. Guy marries one sister, doesn't work out. Many years later, he winds up married to the other sister. It's, you know, how are you going to top that? Mickey? What? I'm pregnant. And they kiss, and we cut to black. How can you act when there's nothing inside to come out? Then at lunch she got drunker and drunker, and finally she became John Collins. Any nominations, Will?
I've got I Would Be the Father. You just have to masturbate into a little cup. That's great. And then the other one, I've forgotten it. It's when he's coming out of the punk rock, and she says something like, "Oh, what's wrong with da 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 da?" And he says, "Oh, because it's made by da da da." What is that?
He says, "I don't like." I don't like music from. I feel like that's music by extraterrestrials. And she goes, "What's wrong with music by extraterrestrials?" And he goes, "Nothing. I just don't like it when they play it themselves."
Yeah, I like that
stuff. And he's a great guy. What's the change?
What's the change?
Do you have anything?
Mia Farrow.
Do you not like Mia Farrow, Will?
I don't. The scene. What is it? I think it is that sperm scene again. When she enters, she just clumsily hobbles over Woody. She's out of breath and she's holding the coffee, and it's just the most.
Here's the thing. We're not doing it chronologically, but there is, of course, the 90s period where they make, I think it's 13? I don't know. 13 movies together. Some, for me, are better than others. Mia Farrow is a very disparate actress. I think that Woody brought out the best of her. And I think, obviously, Rosemary's Baby, she's very good. But I name another performance she's great in, I personally can't. You know, Woody admired her so much as an actress that during the big court hearings, he thought that she would be great for Mighty Aphrodite. And Juliet Taylor, the casting director, said, "Are you insane? You want to ask her?" And that's how much he believed in her as an actress. And also, obviously, he wrote roles for her that nobody else was doing. Nobody thought she could play a gangster's wife like in Broadway Danny Rose. Nobody thought she could play a shrill little bathing beauty like in Radio Days. Nobody, just getting angry now. Nobody thought. And so he wrote these roles for her that she'd always wanted to play. And I think she's better in some than she is in others. Yes. Any other changes, William?
No. Not really many changes because it's very nice. This is very nice.
It's a great film. What's left from your notes?
I don't think there is anything left from my notes, Tom.
Yeah, I've just got a few little things. This was Julia Louis-Dreyfus's first film. Little Julia Louis-Dreyfus. John Turturro's first film. Little John Turturro. We've talked about used bookstores. We've talked about the sensational music. And I loved the little beer toast with all the kids, which were all of Mia's adopted children. And you can see, it's when you say stuff like, it's when it's phrased like this that it's at its worst. But you can actually see Sun Yi in there, Woody's future.
Isn't there a conversation in that manic walking down the corridor scene about one of the iffy subjects of a certain film?
What walking down the corridor scene?
When they're all panicking and it's like, sir, and Woody's walking down and people following.
Yeah.
There's a problem with you, Phil, yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about, he wants to do a Pope child molestation sketch about the Pope, because this was 86, yeah. So all of that was coming out. Yeah. What's yeah, no. And also, I just love the oddness of that little moment. Like, he's like, do you want a beer? Yeah, let's all have beer. And it doesn't look like that guy is going to stop any of those children from drinking the beer. Anyway, we don't have an alternate ending. Although Woody wishes he did. Fun facts. According to USA Today, when this movie was released, a movement tried to make Woody Allen's script the first screenplay nominated for a Pulitzer Prize. Many of Hannah's scenes were filmed in Mia Farrow's actual apartment. After Max von and Barbara Hershey finished filming their breakup scene, the crew gave them a standing ovation. And I can see why. Sir Michael Caine played Mia Farrow's husband. In real life, Caine had been a long-term friend to Farrow and Woody Allen, then a couple. He had been the one who introduced the couple to each other nearly 20 years before. Maureen O'Sullivan plays the mother of her real-life daughter, Mia Farrow. Woody Allen originally wanted to go for a more downbeat ending, but Orion Pictures asked him to make it more upbeat. According to a 2014 podcast, Jack Nicholson was the first choice to play Elliot, but he was interested in the role, but it conflicted with filming Prizzi's Honor. So that's Woody's side of things, which I'd have to go with. I don't think it's a great role. And in that time, anyone was clamoring to be in there. So. Kim Basinger accepted the role of Hannah, but dropped out to star in 9.5 weeks. Is this movie better with Kim Basinger?
No.
No, I don't think so either, because I think the whole reason that Elliot wants to go with Lee is because Mia Farrow is playing it rather shrewdy, is playing it a bit meek, and obviously Leah is the sexy Barbara Hershey character. She does Thingy in Batman, doesn't she? Vicky Vale, yeah. And she's the prostitute in LA Confidential.
Yes, great film.
Great film. According to the script, Elliot and Lee were supposed to act out a heated love scene in a boat. The scene was to be remarkably lengthy and explicit, something that had been absent from Woody Allen's previous movies. Due to the lack of precedent, Caine and Hershey figured that the scene would be cut from the script before it was ever filmed. Much to their chagrin, it was not. The scene was filmed, and while it called for no nudity, Caine and Hershey were required to provide realistic movements to simulate sex in a lengthy scene. Much to Caine and Hershey's relief, the whole sequence was cut from the final movie. I don't understand why they were so... Caine's done loads of sex scenes. I don't know. Jessica Lange was considered for the role of Hannah. Far better film. Jessica Lange.
Oh, yes.
Jessica Lange.
Jessica Lange's
incredible. Great. However, we do return to the problem of... I'm not saying that Jessica Lange couldn't play somebody more meek, let's say, but... Jessica Lange is a very attractive, wonderful woman. Sam Shepard, husband at the time's famous comment, different time, but he said his gaydar consisted of the fact that if somebody looked at him before he looked at Jessica, he knew that they were gay. I mean, different times, but Jessica Lange is an incredibly beautiful woman. Tom's big question: who is the best performance in this film? Did the right people win the Oscars?
I don't think this is Michael's best performance at all.
Do you think, however, he is the best performance in the film?
I said there's not many guys. That's the thing.
I think Max von Sydow, whatever, does spectacular with.
I think if you were to nominate best supporting actor from this film, you'd put Michael forward. But then you look at, it was just who he was against in other movies. But I think it's one of those. I think he should have won for something else. But I'm just glad he won.
He did win, and then he won First Side House Rules. So he got supporting and actor. Women, I think I agree. I think Dianne Wiest is the best performance, female performance in the film. Maybe the best performance in the film. Full stop. I love Dianne Wiest. What can I say? What's your favourite plot line?
I like Woody's. Woody's plot line. Yeah.
Great stuff. I'm gonna have to go with Dianne again. I love that little love triangle into Mickey meeting Mickey again and all that. Is it plagiarism, Will? Here's a question. Is what Holly does, writing about real life, is that plagiarism? Or is that just...
If it's real life, it's in the public domain, so it's not owned by anyone.
True.
Maybe just ask people's permission. Can I use that? Can I use that? Yeah. It's not. It's like me writing a play about something that happened big on the news. It happened. No one owns that. So
I don't think it's plagiarism. I think it's just a problem for make a few awkward things.
Yeah.
Could you? Never mind marry. Could you date / go to bed or whatever with two siblings?
No.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird, Tom. Very weird.
Why are you getting angry at me? You've been talking about you love this film and loved the ending for so long. For a good hour and 45 minutes. And now you're getting angry at me? Yeah. I mean, I guess it's more so awkward for... Yeah, but actually, it was Hannah that set them up together. That's a line that gets said at the punk thing. So it was Hannah's idea. But still, I can, like, sure, the dad and the mum, surely they'd be like, "Oh, you're back," or something. I don't know. Alas. Synopsis of a sequel. What do we think happens to people after this movie? Do Holly and I think Holly and Mickey stick together? Do Elliot and Hannah stick together?
I want it sequel to be like a whole outburst of everything getting revealed and like a whole big argument, and then Michael having to choose.
Mind you, Leah's quite cushy with this new guy by the end of the film, isn't she? So, who knows?
As he stands at the doorway, staring.
That longing, that painful longing. Closing line, Hall of Fame. I'm pregnant. Give me a kiss. Oh, they don't say give me a kiss, but I'm pregnant. Lovely little ending. Obviously, it's not. Woody wanted it to be more melancholy, but the movie. Jesus Christ! But the movie that we do have is a lovely happy ending, and I love it. I love Hannah and her sisters. Will, you're 3 in.
Not disliked one so far.
This is true,
and I'm very excited for the next one. This is the one I've been looking forward to.
It's Owen Wilson and Rachel McAdams reuniting after Wedding Crashers.
What a Christopher Walken.
Great again.
Click.
Go on. Give me another separation. That's how we'll end.
We'll end. Okay, let's think for Waterworld. There you go. That's a tricky one.
And what?
What you have to commit? What? Link two things together. You're going to link Waterworld to Antonio Banderas.
Okay. Waterworld, Antonio Banderas. Waterworld, Antonio Banderas. Kevin Costner or Dennis Hopper. Done it. Waterworld. Oh, wait. Antonio Banderas, Evita, directed by Alan Parker, who directed Midnight Express with John Hurt, who was in The Elephant Man, directed by David Lynch, who directed Blue Velvet, which starred who? Dennis Hopper.
Dabba 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 da da ba 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 ba